Hey everyone, just a quick ask before we get into the newscast. If you really like Wake Up, I would love it if you gave us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and drop a quick comment there to let people know about this newscast. It would really help people discover us. All right, on with the news. Wake Up Raleigh, I'm Matt Peiken, and this is your local newscast for Tuesday, February 10th. Legal Aid of North Carolina is closing 9 offices and laying off 40 staff members after a state funding freeze created a $6 million budget shortfall, roughly 15% of its budget. The freeze stems from GOP lawmakers' concerns over how attorney trust account interest is distributed. More than 56 legal services staff statewide have lost jobs since January, slowing response times and reducing in-court representation. With uncertainty about future hearings, Legal Aid expects to serve 8,000 fewer people this year, including victims of domestic violence and disaster survivors. Read more about this in the News and Observer. Wake County and Raleigh officials are reviewing 22 project proposals seeking a share of $23.5 million in tourism tax funds. Recommendations include major funding for a new stage in Apex, a ballet complex at South Hills, and renovations to cricket fields in Morrisville. The money comes from hotel occupancy and food taxes designated for sports, arts, and cultural venues. The Board of Commissioners are getting its first look at the proposals this week, with a vote expected as early as next Monday. The Raleigh City Council will follow on Tuesday. Read more about this in the News and Observer. Avantor Fluid Handling is permanently closing its Morrisville operation, resulting in 54 layoffs beginning in April. The company, which supports pharma and tech sectors, informed state officials that the cuts will happen in 2 phases and ultimately lead to a full facility shutdown. This marks the 3rd layoff notice in Wake County in a week, following similar disclosures by Wells Fargo and Bahama Breeze's parent firm. Together, the 3 companies are cutting 241 jobs. Avantor has not yet commented publicly. Read more about this in the Triangle Business Journal. Screenshots from a private Signal chat appear to implicate UNC student body president candidate Nyan Bala in a pattern of smear tactics and possible campaign violations. Messages shared with the Daily Tar Heel by a former campaign member show Bala's team mocking opponents on the anonymous platform Yik Yak, sharing edited images linking candidates to pro-Israel lobbying group AIPAC, and allegedly receiving internal information from a rival's campaign. Bala denies authorizing any smear tactics and claims some messages were fabricated. The Board of Elections has not yet received a formal complaint. Voting runs through Wednesday. Read more about this in the Daily Tar Heel. And the Raleigh Wide Open Music Festival will return to downtown Raleigh this October for its 2nd year. Produced by the nonprofit Pinecone, the free 3-day event will run October 1st through 3rd and feature live music, art, and local vendors. Festivities kick off at North Carolina State's Centennial Campus before moving downtown, where multiple stages, food trucks, beer gardens, and an art market will line Fayetteville Street. Last year's festival, which featured 6 stages of bluegrass, Americana, gospel, and folk music, drew 155,000 attendees and brought a significant economic boost to local businesses. Read more about this at WRAL. Our free newsletter is a quick local news digest, essentially this newscast in written form. Subscribe at wakeupral.transistor.fm. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram at Wake Up Raleigh, and please share this podcast with your friends who care about this city. I'm Matt Peiken. Thanks so much for starting your weekdays with Wake Up Raleigh.